cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence.
What's up, good people, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, Meaky 96, along with Freddie G, K Money, and Slash. Collectively, we are the Minded Men. I want everybody that's on YouTube to go out and subscribe and click the like button. If you're on Twitter, follow us at 52 Scott Podcast and on IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. Welcome everyone, and welcome to another edition of Think Thursday. Today's topic is gonna be a little touchy. All right, so here we go. Do you think you are racist? Do you think you are a racist? So let me give you some examples. You ever been in a car and somebody cut you off and you say, that such and such don't need no car? Where you get your license from, you such and such? That's why such and such shouldn't be over in this country. How would you feel if you were targeted because of your country, your race, or where you're from? How does it make you feel? I mean, don't get me wrong. We go through it daily with our racism as blacks, but look at it from the other colors, because sometimes I feel like we can be entitled because of what we went through 400 years ago, right? But we don't look at it from the other race, because when they're around us, sometimes they could feel like they got to walk on eggshells. They can't be themselves. They got to watch what they say, right? But again, the topic is, do you think you are a racist by the things that you may do yourself as far as another individual? What's your thoughts?
I don't want to say that it sounds stereotypical, kind of, to say that as a race. Do you dislike other race, or something like? I don't want to sound stereotypical, but I wouldn't be able to see it from a different race's view. I don't think, because personally, I don't know their view of other races. I know how I feel,
Right.
And I don't consider myself a racist, per se.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that there's some racist people that's out there, and we're around it on a daily basis. But your way of dealing with that has to be, you still can't get upset with a person that you feel is racist, because then it looks like you racist.
Yep.
So I think we can have we self-consciously can have racist behavior.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at.
I
right
agree
there.
with that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned something earlier, Slash. I think you were saying stereotyping a certain ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
You know how Mexicans are known to not have insurance, so when we're driving,
Right.
we try to be extra cautious,
Right.
and not drive close to any Hispanics for that reason, which is a racist behavior in my opinion.
Right.
It is.
Kind of same with the Asians. When you go into the doctor, 9 times out of 10, your doctor may be Asian.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
that's
what
right.
we know them to be for.
Yeah.
That's a self-consciously not thinking, but in my opinion, it's a racist behavior.
Exactly. And it's so funny you said that about a doctor. The doctors. Besides, I was in the military. The doctors that were in the military. My first civilian doctor was a Dr. Lee, right? Now, the way the insurance work, they assign you a doctor. So, looking at the name, David Lee, I'm automatically thinking they're Asian, right? That's so racist. This is a black doctor. And I felt so bad because, like he just said, most doctors, we automatically assume they're going to be Asian. Because they are typically smarter.
So a lot of people are guilty of that, self-consciously, yes, But I think the intent of doing it, though, is much far worse than us subconsciously thinking about it. Mm-hmm. But there are people that's out here that do it with the intent, and that's where it's scary.
That's the part.
Because you don't know who have that intent in mind.
Well, I mean, shit, with the previous president in office, he's kind of giving the green light to make
to be like that.
Like it's
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So you can kind of recognize who is racist more nowadays than you say 5 10 years ago. They're blatantly saying things and doing things to let you know, hey, this is what it is.
This is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's funny. You talked about Trump. I am not by any means a Trump supporter, right? I'm not by any means a Trump. I got to repeat that. Not any means a Trump supporter. But I will say this. When I was in the military, there was an incident where it was all black guys. We were all in the lounge. We were watching Martin, matter of fact. Mm-hmm. And shout out to Martin. We were watching his show, and it was like 7 or 8 black guys. And these are like the toughest of the toughest. And this guy, he was in the military with us. He comes in. He's a white guy. He's from Denver. I don't want to say his name, but he's from Denver. Mm-hmm. And he walks in, and he says, I'm not coming in because I don't like black people. He stayed right at the door. Said, wow. I don't like black people. I would be lying to you if I said I will work with you, I will tolerate you, but I don't like black people.
That's tough.
And this is in front of about 7 or 8 black guys.
Yeah.
And we looked at each other, and all we could do was respect. We gave him dap. So the point I'm saying is, at least with Trump, you know what you get. Right. Everybody, all the other politicians, they lie.
Let's back up, though. Y'all gave him dap because he said he was straight up saying that he didn't like black people.
You gotta give a man respect. If you 7, 8 black people in one room and you have the
so
galls,
he said it in a nice way or something.
Yeah, he said it not shouting. He said it calmly, just like I just said it.
I don't know if I could.
So it's like
though,
no.
bro.
I mean, he told the real. He said, "Man, I can work with you. I can tolerate you. I got your back in the field." But I do not like black people. I can't. You cannot do nothing but respect that.
I respect it, but I don't know if I respect that this man.
At least I know where he's coming from. So, I know this dude don't like me, but he got my back in the field. I'm okay with that.
I'll tell you what wouldn't be okay with me. I'd like to know that that's the type of person that you are, but it's the presentation of how you showed me who you are.
No,
is what I
he
don't
never
like
presented it. He's always
when he first walked up and said, "I don't like black people."
Why did he even
because
need to let it be known?
So we're in the birthing area, right? So if you're in the military or if you haven't been, just imagine there's a little small area of birthings. There's nothing but beds, and then one big lounge where everybody go in to go chill out and hang out if you don't want to go sit in your bed, right? So in each bed is a bottom rack, a middle rack, and a top rack. So a birthing can consist of about 30 to 35 people, right? So we're all gathered together. So work is right outside of the birthing. Okay. You step out of the passageway, you in the next passageway, you at work. Same thing. So when you leave work, you just go to the lounge, go to your bed.
I get you.
So when he comes in, he wants to come in the lounge, right? But there's 7 black guys in there. And they said, "Come on in, man. You can sit down."
He could have just turned around.
Yeah.
No, he wanted to watch TV.
But
he liked Martin too.
So he chose not to watch Martin because of
he chose not
7 black guys.
He chose not to come into the lounge
because he don't like black guys.
So he left
stood
the door
outside
open.
the door to watch.
Yes.
But I want to say this. I want to bring
Yes.
this up to the forefront because you say because he doesn't like black guys.
Black people. Period.
Black people. But he want to watch Martin. So that would have been an issue to me right then. Hey, man, who are you? Because you lying somewhere in here. You don't like black people, but you want to watch Martin.
You think about this, though. If he don't like black people, right, it entertains him to see us acting like clowns. So he's okay with that. He probably felt superior. Look at this clown on TV. Look at this. Think about it.
So that's his way of
being one up,
right? And down in black people,
and down in black,
Right,
they're
right.
like, look at these silly black folks sitting here watching this. That's probably what his thought process was.
I can see that.
And in his head, he was probably thinking, look at these.
And y'all gave him that for being real.
Because I mean,
I don't understand how the fuck he
man,
deserved that.
if you knew the guys,
the dap part.
if you knew the guys that were in my division, they would fight for any little thing, anything.
I mean, that was typical in the military. I get it.
For them not to do anything at all, it was, to me, it was a matter of respect. Because I'm sorry, if you got the galls to come up to 7 black guys and say, man, look, I don't like you, I'll work with you, I got your back in the fields, but I do not like black people, I never will. If you tell me straight up what it is, I can't do nothing. I can't beat you up because you're telling me the truth. Would you rather the guy that pretend to be your friend and then going back and telling on you?
Again, all I say to that is, man, I don't like the presentation of the way he said that, how he don't like black people.
I just feel it didn't even need to be said
at all.
You know, his actions.
So let me ask propose a question to all of you guys.
Yeah.
So starting with you, K Money. Are you a racist?
Nah, I'm not.
Comedian 96.
Not at all.
Slash, are you a racist?
No.
And for myself, no, I'm not a racist. So with that being said, I listened to everybody at the table, right? And K Money, you gave an example of Hispanic that may be driving, and there's a belief that Hispanics may not have insurance. Now we know that don't apply to all Hispanics, but that was an example, right?
Right.
So let me share something with you in regards to racist. A racist, someone who believes that their race makes them better, more intelligent, or more moral than another race. Now, let me also give a definition of prejudice. Preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. Now, in regards to stereotype, a generalized belief about a particular category of people. So, when I hear y'all say may have racist based on racist traits,
Right. Mm-hmm.
Could it be that there's a fine line between being a racist, being prejudiced, and stereotyping?
Yeah.
So here's my thought of what a racist person would be.
Okay.
A racist person, for me, is, of course, based upon the definition that I read, but also, man, if you're a racist person, man, you cannot stand. You don't want to be around.
Yeah.
You don't want to. Now, don't get me wrong. We know that slave owners back in the day even raped our women, right? Mm-hmm. But a racist person, man, I think that, man, they don't want to be around
At all.
You are beneath them,
Right.
And some go as far as that they'll never sleep with a black woman,
Right.
Or vice versa. A black man will never sleep with a white woman.
Right. They just can't see that
They
happen.
just can't. It's period. No, I don't get down.
Right.
So I think that sometimes what we do is, I believe that we stereotype people based upon nothing. We don't have nothing to stand on. It's a generalized belief about a particular category of people.
Generalized belief.
Yeah. Now, with black folks, there's a generalized belief that we're lazy.
True.
That doesn't make a person a racist because they have a generalized belief that we are lazy.
So
That
what
doesn't
about-
make them a racist.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Because
because you
that's-
using that scenario, what about black people like eating chicken and watermelon?
Yeah. Every race says that.
That's a stereotype.
That's a stereotype.
Yeah, that's a stereotype. Well, I guess
People have lost their jobs for making comments about that because it was affiliated with
And you're right.
affiliated
Right.
with being
And
racist.
So
you're
that's
right.
racist.
So here's the thing. Notice I said there's a fine line between it all, right? So really, truthfully, that's actually a stereotype. That's a stereotype. Now they just associate racist people with making those stereotypes.
Stereotypical. Yeah.
Usually that's associated with a racist person.
Right.
But not all people who stereotype are racist.
I agree.
Got a question.
right.
This incident actually happened to a job I had before. It was a lady at work. It was after hours, but it was like a Saturday we was working, but we was at work, and it was early in the morning. We was coming in, get the day over with because we want to get them a little overtime. We had to come in mandatory 4 hours. Long story short, she had a wrap on her head, and the big manager, he was white, and the girl with the wrap was black. And he comes in, look at you, coming in looking like Ain't Your Mama, right? The white guy said that to the black lady. It was joking. Is that stereotypical or is that a racist comment? Which one do you think that is?
Okay, so
Because they always wearing bonnets.
that not knowing that guy's not knowing that guy's character, right? Mm-hmm. And based upon the story you're telling me, right? Mm-hmm. And it's coming from a white guy.
Right.
You want to know if I think that that's racist. Mm-hmm. Well, that's not a racist statement because when you look at Aunt Jemima,
And she got that wrap.
yeah, when you look at Aunt Jemima, actually, she's a celebrity on a box. Mm-hmm. Now, when you ask, what was the other one you said? You say, was that a racist statement? Then you said,
I said, was it a racist statement, or do you think it's a stereotypical?
Stereotypical.
Yeah, because
So it's not a stereotypical statement because the rap he associated with seeing a celebrity on a box. Now, Aunt Jemima didn't get paid the money. If you know a little bit about Aunt Jemima, she didn't get paid the money.
right.
The person that they got the picture.
Yeah,
Right.
that she just shouldn't get, but they just associate that bonnet, that rap, or whatever. But let's be, if you really now black folk take offense to that, in my opinion,
Yes.
because we don't want to be seen in that light because that doesn't depict us looking our best.
Right.
And so the scarf on your head or whatever may come across as you're not made up. Your hair is not done.
Right.
You're not together. And that goes, you're picking any
You
and
can
so
make
forth.
a hell of a pancake.
And it came the fact that the statement came from another race. Because what if I said it? Look at you, Miss Clarity, looking like an ancient model. She probably would have laughed.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, because it came from a white person, it can ruffle some feathers. Yeah. It can ruffle, but if you really truly be honest, Aunt Jemima was a celebrity.
But like you say, knowing that person's character, because if you know for a fact that somebody's racist and they made a comment like that, you would take it differently.
Right.
I'm
Of
sure.
course.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this too. I mean, white folk have pretty much torn their drawers with black folks in a lot of ways, right? And so it's a slippery slope when you're making any kind of comments that may seem offensive to a black person. So if you are a white person and you're about to make a comment and you got to question whether or not this may be a racist comment, don't do it. Even if you can use my argument to say, hey, no, I was giving her a compliment because she's a celebrity and she had a at the end of the day, if you feel like it's something that can ruffle some feathers, don't say it.
Don't say
Right.
it. Period. Yeah. And that is it for today's show. Man, to end this show, I just want to say, no matter your race or your nationality, we can't move forward as a people if we can't come together. This concludes our show for today, and if you haven't done so already, follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, also IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. Also, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Black Friday. See you all soon. This concludes our show for today, and if you haven't done so already, follow us on Twitter at 52 Scott Podcast, also IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. Also, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Black Friday. See you all soon.